Hey everyone. So my birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks, and I was doing some reflection, as I always do, and I realized that this past year has been possibly one of the most transformational in my life, from possibly a year and a half actually. And that came from the fact that I started challenging, or first recognizing, challenging, combating my limiting beliefs. And I came to the notion of limiting beliefs, understanding what limiting beliefs are through the works of Mel Robbins, interviews of Tom Bilyeu, of course, Brené Brown, Shame and Guilt, Les Brown, motivational speaker. All of these people, I have been feeding off their vibes and off their content and all of that. And of course, I can't take away the inspirational people I met in my own life that helped me go through this transformational phase. So in short, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is something, and I know first when I heard this statement, I hated it. The story you tell yourself. I felt like I was being deceived. I was deceiving myself all my life, but it's not true. It is something that has been embedded in you, or you on a conscious or on a subconscious level, through experiences you've been through, people you have met, society you grew up in, and all of that. And that made you believe something, limited you without you knowing it, and thus you acted on it. So I tried to think of a few, maybe a bit more than a few, limiting beliefs I had across my life. So even growing up, I had the limiting belief, I'm not an athletic person. I can never be an athletic person. I wasn't built that way. I don't have the right physique. I don't have the height. I don't have a lot of things. So track and field in school, well, let's say I got some cheering on from my dear dad, something like, okay, run along my duckling. I was never fast, because I never convinced myself that I can be fast. Volleyball in university, how short do they have to put the net down for you? Horseback riding, that would be the first horse with back pain. So the amazing part is, I discovered I also have a growth mindset. I never let these things stop me. I still try to challenge myself. As an adult, about 2.5 years ago, I discovered CrossFit, and I got obsessed. I tried to do most of the moves that I believed I could do. I watched The Fittest on Earth and all of that. And you know what some of the coaches told me? You'll never be there. No, you can't do that. That. The amazing part is, the fixed mindset let me believe that this was a limitation for me. And things like, I was on a conference and I met a childhood friend there. I was doing my exercises before the conference proceedings in the morning. It was super powerful. And one of the guys commented, oh my God, look at her snatch. And my childhood friend commented, since when do you play sports? You've been chubby all your life. I let that sink in. I injured my shoulder. For 6 months, I could hardly practice anything. And then beyond that, for a year, I just wasn't the same. I convinced myself I can't do this. That was one limiting belief. Another, music. Well, I love music. I was never musical. I never had the musical ear. I don't do well with reading notes. But I had this childhood dream of playing the saxophone. So I grew some balls one night when my husband and I were out in a jazz club, and I went and asked the saxophone player. I always wanted to play the saxophone, so I went and asked the saxophone player if he gave lessons, and he said he didn't, but he gave me the number of a friend of his, and I did. I went out and bought a saxophone, even though I had very limited money then, because I had just quit my corporate job, just started doing private business and all of that. Had a few lessons, played to our friends, and I was ridiculed. It's been 6 to 7 years, I hadn't touched that saxophone. Because I convinced myself my limiting belief was, I'm not a musical person. Business. Limiting beliefs, more than one. My gender, my nationality, my fact that I'm a mom, that I put family first. All of these were limiting beliefs. I co-founded a business. I was one of the founding people of a business. I was the strategic director of marketing. One day I find a memo saying that another guy who was the strategic director of sales got promoted to deputy CEO. When I went and spoke to the CEO, who was my friend and partner in another business, his comment was, oh, because you're not in the office 8 to 10 hours a night and you can't come out in evening meetings. And I believed that and I let it go. It took me a good number of months after that to realize my worth and the fact that I was the most hardworking, productive person in that office. I deserved better than that to walk out of the business. But my limiting beliefs kept me from taking very big steps in my life. But no more. Now it's more about I'm identifying them faster, I'm combating them faster, and I'm not letting them stop me, but I'm actually letting them redefine who I am, in the sense of I know what you are, I know that's not who I want to be, I don't believe in that anymore, that doesn't define me as a person, and I'm moving on. Now, this past year has been so big for me that a lot of people who, well, haven't seen me in this last year or years before have come to realize something's different about me. My energy, the energy I'm emitting, is different. I believe in myself a lot more. Oh, one more very important limiting belief I have to tell you about. My weight. I'm sure a lot of women and some men would identify with that. This last year, actually in a few days, officially, I would have graduated, and I am a certified integrative health coach. My limiting belief? How can I go and tell people how to lead a healthier life if I'm overweight myself and I'm combating my weight issues myself and I have extra fat around my body? Fact is, I'm working on myself. I'm healing myself. I'm identifying why I have that extra fat around my body, and I'm dealing with the root causes. It's no longer a limiting belief. It took one of my dear friends to push me out of my comfort zone so I can go out and tell people, I am a health coach, let me help you. So limiting beliefs are so limiting. I don't know what else to say. They hinder your progress. They hinder you from literally realizing your own true potential. Les Brown says we've all been put on earth for our own specific purpose and our own specific reason. So I realized mine. Mine is to empower women to grow profitable businesses sustainably. I worked on that. I worked very hard to achieve that degree and that experience and that tacit knowledge to be able to help women achieve that. My weight, is it an issue? No. My gender? Hell no. My nationality, my cultural background, whatever it is, no. No more are these limiting beliefs. No more are people or society or family or friends or whoever telling me what I'm worth, what I can do, and trust me, I have huge plans, and how far I can go. It's my life. I set the limits for it. Actually, I set no limits for it. So how about you do that? Remember, I keep saying audit. Where do you feel you've got limiting beliefs? And how can you combat them? I can help you, for sure. But it has to come from you. You have to understand that this is where you might be holding yourself back. And then we can work on that. Okay? So, non-limiting beliefs. Let's all believe in that. Cheers.